If you're eating less than you ever have and the weight still isn't moving, your body isn't broken or out to get you, and you're not doing it wrong. There are three reasons this happens after 40, and by the end of this, you'll know which one is yours. So your body isn't failing you, it's protecting you. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that your body is doing what it was designed to do. If you are in a very stressed state, maybe there's a lot of stress in your life, your nervous system is in a stressed state, which is that fight, flight, or freeze state, because maybe it's your career, or maybe you have a lot of family obligations, or maybe you're a worrier, or maybe you just have a lot going on and there's lots of good reasons to be stressed. So if that's happening, your body is going to hold on to the weight. It's not going to just release weight. It's not going to respond when you try and cut calories or work out harder and restrict more and push harder. It's actually going to hold on to the weight even more. It's going to slow your metabolism down, and it's going to put up a stop sign, and it's going to say, if you are in a stressed state, that must mean that something bad is happening around us. And this is not the time to prioritize letting go of weight. We're going to store it. We're going to store that fat, especially in the belly area, just in case we need it, because we're in this stressed state. So eating less isn't going to help that situation. And it's not going to help to do more cardio. It's not going to help to try harder. But one thing to understand that we really need to understand is that your body is doing its job. It's protecting you. Now, weight loss after 40 is not a willpower problem. Weight loss after 40 comes down to several things that we're going to talk about tonight, and we're going to find out which one for you is the one holding you back. But when we think of needing to try harder, push harder, that's again bringing us into that stressed state. So it's not about needing to find more willpower, find more motivation, or just try harder, restrict more. It's about figuring out what it is that's behind the stall for you, what it is behind what's holding the scale back for you, and then fixing that problem. So I'm Lucy Hutchings. I'm a registered dietitian, and I help women in perimenopause and menopause lose weight without diets, without shots, or spending hours at the gym. Now, when I hit my 40s, my body changed, and it was unexpected. Everything was going along just as normal. And even the first few years of when I hit my 40s, totally normal, nothing different. And then bam, it felt like overnight things started to change because my hormones were changing. So the strategy that I was using had to change too, because now my body was different. And so for you, if you're feeling like things have been happening, things have been going along just fine all this time, and then bam, you hit your 40s or you hit perimenopause or you hit menopause, and all of a sudden things started to change. Your body composition started to change. The belly fat started to accumulate. The sugar cravings got worse. Your energy got worse. Your clothes started to fit differently. Maybe the scale went up, or maybe the scale stayed the same, but your clothes are not fitting and you had to get a different size. Those are all signs that you're just dealing with hormonal shifts. And that's what happens when we hit 40s. Our estrogen changes, our progesterone changes, our insulin changes. And so now we have to use a different strategy in order to get the weight to come off and in order to get our energy back and feel like ourselves again. So here are three different reasons why the scale might be stuck for you. Reason number one is you're on a blood sugar roller coaster. And this is what I put into my nourish category, because in the program that I teach, I talk about we nourish the body, then we calm the body, and then your body will release the inflammation and the weight. So blood sugar goes up when we eat something that has a lot of carbs in it. And if our blood sugar is on a roller coaster going up and down and up and down, we're going to feel that. So tell me if this is you. You're hungry 2 hours after eating. Or you get to 3 o'clock and you have a total energy crash. You have cravings that feel like they come out of nowhere, whether it's carbs or sugar. You feel wired at 9 p.m. or maybe at 3 a.m. in the middle of the night. If that's you, you might be on a blood sugar roller coaster. We eat food that spikes our blood sugar, and then the blood sugar drops. And that's what causes the cravings. It's what causes the energy crash. So there is actually something pretty easy that you can do about it. Try this out. Have protein at your breakfast in the morning. And I don't mean just have one egg. I mean actually have 30 grams of protein. Now, what does that look like? It might look like having 3 eggs and then having some cottage cheese later, or some Greek yogurt or something else to go with it. If we can aim for the 30 grams, if we can reach that 30 grams of protein in the morning, preferably within 60 to 90 minutes of waking, you are going to feel so different. Your blood sugar is going to stay stable. You're not going to have those sugar cravings, and you're not going to have the energy crash nearly as much. It's going to start your day off on the right foot. So you're not craving sugar because something's wrong with you or there's something wrong with your body. It's just because your blood sugar dropped. You had a spike, which happens if you're having cereal for breakfast or oats for breakfast or even avocado toast. Those things are lacking enough protein. So that causes a blood sugar spike and then a drop, and then you end up with the cravings. All right, let's move on to reason number 2 that your scale might be stuck for you. Reason number 2 is that your nervous system never gets a break. So this is what we do during the calming part of the program. So tell me if this is you. You've accumulated belly fat. You're waking up at 3 a.m., not able to go back to sleep. You're feeling tired but wired. You're doing more cardio, but nothing's happening to the scale. So you're trying to get the calories burned, but it doesn't actually lead into weight loss. So that is a sign that your nervous system is in that fight, flight, or freeze place. And we want to move it into a rest and digest and safe place, because that's what we need your body to do, is be in a safe place in order to lose weight. Your body is not going to release weight if it thinks you're in a stressed state. So we have to calm the nervous system. So here's one easy way to calm the nervous system. And there are many, many ways of calming the nervous system. This is just one. A 5 or 10-minute walk after just pick one meal during the day. Your muscle acts like a sponge for blood sugar, and your body needs gentle movement to give it that trigger that it's safe. So it does 2 things. It calms your nervous system, that walk, and that walk helps get the blood sugar into your muscles so that you don't need as much insulin to move that blood sugar. And insulin is also going to cause that belly fat storage, but also cortisol. Cortisol is a fat storage hormone. So the more you have cortisol on board from maybe having a busy calendar, or having a lot of stress at work, or maybe it's family stress, whatever it is. And sometimes we can't even identify it. We don't even realize that we're really stressed because this is what we're used to. So when that happens, the cortisol is elevated. It stays elevated too much, and it causes that belly fat storage. And you can't out-exercise a body that doesn't feel safe. You can exercise as much as you want, but your body's not going to release that weight because it's holding on to it for safety. And then finally, reason number 3 is that you're underfueled and losing your engine. And the engine I'm referring to is your metabolism. And this is the release part of the program. We need to fuel our bodies enough so that our body doesn't think that it's in a famished state, or a place where there's not enough fuel. So I know that it feels like it would make sense to pull back on calories, restrict calories, eat less than 1,200 calories in a day. And it feels like then that would equal weight loss. That's certainly what the diet industry has been telling us for our entire lives. But it doesn't work like that after 40. Instead, your body goes into a stressed state and it holds on to that weight so much more. And so we need to fuel the body more. I have reviewed many, many food logs over the years that I have been doing this as a dietitian. I've been a dietitian for 18 years, and I've been helping women in perimenopause and menopause specifically for almost 5 years. And in that time period, I have reviewed many food logs. And most of the time, what I see is too few calories, too low on the protein. And that's sending signals to your body that this is not the time to let go of weight. This is the time to hold on to it. So we actually have to nourish the body in order to get the body to lose weight. So tell me if this is you. You've had years of dieting, eating less and less, but the weight is stuck anyway. And you may even feel like you're losing strength as you age. And that is one of the things that happens. We lose muscle mass and we lose bone mass. So if we're not nourishing the body, then the body is going to use that muscle for the nourishment that it needs. So easy place to start is just adding instead of subtracting, which is counterintuitive, I realize. Most of us feel like we need to restrict, 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 and not add. But actually, if you add the right foods, maybe one more protein source or one more fiber-rich source today, then you haven't removed anything, you haven't restricted anything, but your body is going to feel the difference. Your body is going to feel safer, more nourished, and more willing to release the weight naturally. Your muscle is your metabolic engine. So that drives your metabolism. And you can't starve your way into a body that works better, because the more you starve yourself, the more you cut back on calories, then the less nourished your muscles are. And muscle is the most important thing after 40. That's what's going to drive our metabolism, and that's what's going to help keep us strong, which is ultimately really what we want, is to feel good, to feel strong. Your body has to feel safe before it lets go. Now, it's usually not just one of these things. It's usually a combination, and they're all tangled together. And the reason why most women stall isn't that they don't know what to do. Most women, of course, know what they're supposed to do. It's that they try to fix all three at once in the wrong order or in the same week. And that's complicated, that's overwhelming, and it's not sustainable for a woman with kids and a job and aging parents and all the things that we have on our plate. The order matters more than the list. Now, I want to tell a quick story about Lauren that I helped a while back, because she's a great example of what happened. She was a busy mom. She came to me and was not eating enough protein or calories. She had too much stress on board. She had a blood sugar roller coaster going on. And she had no idea. She actually didn't even know that that was the problem. She felt like she just needed to try harder or exercise more or eat less. She just knew she didn't feel good. Her sleep was horrible. Her exhaustion and sugar cravings showed up every day. And she was about to have to buy the next size pants. And she was not okay with that. So when we started working together, we tackled these things together, one at a time. We worked on fixing her, supporting her nervous system and supporting her blood sugar. She started actually eating more than she was eating before. And she lost 20 pounds in 12 weeks in her 40s while being a busy mom. So if you're sitting there watching this recording thinking, oh, that's definitely me on any of these things, I want to talk to you about something. You can book a free 15-minute call to chat with me. It's not a sales call. Leave your credit card at home. It's me asking you a handful of important questions and then telling you honestly which of those three things could be running the show for you and holding you back, and then what I would suggest that you do first. And you'll leave knowing something about your body that you didn't know before, whether or not you ever work with me. So I'm going to drop the link in the comments for you to click on, and it'll also, the link to book will be underneath this video. Again, there's no cost, and it's a 15-minute call so that we can figure this out together. So you've got this. I'm rooting for you. Thanks for watching.